Yang, 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 yang. Yeah, you already know what it is, man. Coach Jones, back up in the gym today, ready to get this work in. And if you ain't know, we in the middle of December, which means we in the middle of Deadcember. That's right, we've been deadlifting all month, baby. Working our way up to a new deadlift PR. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you guys like the video on the way in. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this work in. That's right, we are in the midst of December. Like I said at the start of this, we're gonna get some deadlift work in today. We got some tempo work for our deadlift on the docket today. We're gonna do some 44 action. That's right, I call it 44 because it's 4 seconds up, 4 seconds down. Nice and controlled the whole way. Gonna really hit those spine erectors, make sure that they're getting their engagement, getting nice and strong so that we can pull a new PR at the end of December. All right, so we've already got our rack. We've gone through our warm-up sets, our 5-3-1 warm-up, nice and simple. Now we're gonna do our 44 set. 4 reps, 4 sets, 4 seconds up, 4 seconds down. Nice and controlled, working that eccentric. Like I said at the beginning, it's really gonna hit those spine erectors, make sure that our backs get nice and strong and thick so that we can hit those PRs at the end of the month. So here we go, bars already set, weights already set, nice and controlled. Here's our first set. Nice and smooth, pretty easy. Wasn't too taxing on my back, felt it more on my core. Let's just make sure we keep that core engaged nice and tight throughout the rest of these sets. So we'll adjust the weight for set number 2. We'll get this thing rolling. All right, so we got the bar and the weight adjusted for our second set. We're gonna chalk up the hands a little bit just to keep our grip a little bit cleaner throughout the lift. Nice and smooth, all the way up, all the way down. 4 seconds, same thing with good tempo. Here it was, 4 reps. That was pretty easy, 60%, nice and smooth. Again, a little bit less taxing on the core this set. I think our core's a little bit more warmed up, but still feeling smooth, relatively nice and easy. Let's go ahead and get the bar loaded for set 3. The weight is set for set number 3. Started at 55%, went to 60%. We're now at our 65% for this set of our deadlifts here. Same thing, nice and controlled, quality tempo, 4 seconds up, 4 seconds down. Keeping that core nice and tight, big pull. Big pull. Here we go, nice and smooth. There it is. Set number 3. We got one more set, so let's go ahead and turn this weight over, get the bar set, finish this workout strong here. We got the bar loaded for our 4th and final set. Biggest thing here, maintaining that nice vertical posture position in regards to our spine, keeping it in line the whole way, not allowing that thing to round or flex on us, all right? So keeping a nice tight core. Here we go. Set number 4, same thing, 4 reps, nice and smooth. 4 seconds up, 4 seconds down. There it is. That's a wrap for our tempo deadlift. 4 sets of 4, 4 seconds up, 4 seconds down. Nice and controlled the whole way. Now let's change this weight over and get set up for our second movement of the day. Now our second exercise of the day is going to take place right here on the power rack, and it's going to be a back squat, tempo back squat. So 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up, sticking with the 4 reps. Working the tempo still nice and controlled, starting with 55% of our back squat weight here. So it should start out nice and easy for you. Getting that core nice and tight at the top, nice and controlled all the way down, 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. Here we go. There it is. First set of 3. 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. Nice and controlled. Let's go ahead and get the bar set for our second set, which will take place at 60% of our back squat weight. Bars loaded for set number 2. We got on our 60% back squat max. Same thing here, 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up for 3 reps. Nice and controlled the whole way. Keeping that core tight. Big breath at the top. Hold it through the bottom. Reset at the top. Here we go. There's set number 2. Nice and smooth. Felt super easy. Let's go ahead and ramp the weight up to our 65% for set number 3 and have a little bit more emphasis on controlling that tempo as that weight goes up. We've got the bar loaded for set number 3 of our 4 sets, 3 reps, 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up for our back squat. Same thing here. Make sure we set the air at the top, control that tempo on the way down, keep that core nice and tight. Here we go. Nice and smooth, baby. Easy work. Yup. Nice and light, controlled the whole way. Big air from the top, control it till we're back above water. There it is. Set number 3, nice and smooth. Let's go ahead and get the bar loaded for our 4th and final set of this 3-rep tempoed set on our back squat. The weight is set for set number 4. Here we go. Last set, best set. Nice and smooth. 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up for 3 reps. Here we go. Set number 4. Nice and smooth, baby. The whole way. There it is, set number 4 of our 3-rep, 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up sets of our back squat. Now we can move into our first working cluster of the day that we'll go ahead and get set up right here. All right, so we finished our deadlifts, we finished our back squat. Now we're moving on to our first superset cluster of the day. It's going to start right here with banded TKE. So all we need for that is just one of these variable resistance band. We're going to set that band just above our knee. Okay, we're going to step back to where all the slack is out of the band. We'll be right up on the ball of our foot right here. All right, and then squeeze in the quad. Squeeze in that quad to flex that band out. We're going to go 20 reps. Nice and controlled. Helps develop the quads, protect the knees, so that they feel good the rest of the month while we're deadlifting. 5 more. All right, there's our left leg. Now we can get the right leg. Same setup, just above the knee here. Stepping out, taking all the slack out of the band up on the ball of our foot. And getting a nice quad flex at the top. Going for 20. Nice and controlled. Here we go, last 5. There are our banded TKEs, and we can move straight into our kettlebell V-ups that we'll do right here on the platform. Setting the kettlebell up behind our head. Okay, I usually like to flip it this way and hold it here. It's just a little bit easier to carry, less worried about keeping the kettlebell balanced, more about contracting that core. And we'll go for 15 reps, nice and controlled. There's our 15 V-ups with the kettlebell. Now we'll head right over here where we will do our last exercise that's included in this cluster. The last movement within this cluster will be a weighted back extension that we'll do right here. We'll go heavier for it, so lower volume, higher intensity. So we'll go with the 45-pound plate, keeping it to our chest, nice and controlled. Squeeze it at the top, control it on the way down. We'll go for a set of 8. Making sure to keep those hamstrings engaged as well. Nice and controlled. There's our set of 8. Nice and controlled in our back extensions. We'll do a total of 3 sets for this cluster before we move on to our last cluster of the day, which I will show you right over here. Moving on to our last cluster of the day, staying right here on our platform. We're going to start with some kettlebell movements, some unilateral movements, and we're going to do a rear foot elevated single leg squat. We're going to go tempo on this as well. 4 seconds down, 4 seconds up. Nice and controlled the whole way. And we're going to go 5 each leg. So there's 5 on our right. Now let's go 5 on our left here, nice and controlled. There's our rear foot elevated single leg squat, and we're going to go straight into a body weight stationary forward lunge. 10 on each. Starting to feel the burn. Finish strong. Here we go, last 2. There are our stationary lunges. Now the third exercise for this cluster we will do is going to be a farmer's carry, and I'll show you that right over here. Now the farmer's carry that we're going to do is going to be a single arm farmer's carry. So I'll start with the kettlebell just in my right hand. I want to try and keep my core nice and vertical, squeezing it, keeping it cinched down on the opposite side. Heel to toe steps. I want my shoulders back, chin up, nice and controlled. We're on 20 steps on the right, turn it around, 20 steps on the left. There's our set. We'll do 3 total sets of this superset cluster, and then we are good to go. It's always a phenomenal day whenever we have a great lift. Got some great deadlift work in today. It's been a good month so far working up to this new PR. I'm a little bit lower in body weight this year, so we're gonna see if we could at least match the PR that we did last year when we were 20 pounds heavier. If we can get a new PR at the end of December, then we'll try to hit that new PR. But if you didn't on the way in, which I don't know why you wouldn't have, make sure that you guys like the video. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. If you want the full-length version of today's workout, head on over to my Patreon, where you can access all of the full-length versions of the workouts that I do right here on YouTube. Head on over to Instagram, hit Coach Jones with a follow. That is @CoachJones_, @CoachJones_. Be sure to follow that Hardbody Athletics _ as well. And until next time, peace.